This project really began 4 years ago. It's when I printed Laserbeak and I announced to the world that I was totally and completely addicted to Transformers and the plastic crack, and it actually turns out that it became an important building block to what we do here at Magnetic Nerds. Not only have we done 3D prints about Transformers, we've also done several foam projects about Transformers as well. And it wasn't until recently, when 3D printing has become mainstream and more affordable for everyone, that you have seen 3D modelers really start to flex their muscles and put out some really cool things. And that brings us to Ravage. Max Sterling over on Printables brings us a beautiful recreation of the G1 toy, just scaled up a little bit. And then I went a step further and scaled him up even more, because he had to match the size of Laserbeak.
Once I got Ravage size to my liking, it was off to the Prusa, which the end result is the nice collection of plastic parts you see here. There's a little bit of assembly involved, and with assembly comes seam lines, so I used Vallejo's contour putty to fill those in before I set on another epic journey of sanding. Although this epic journey kicked off a little different. I've been watching a few videos from both Uncle Jesse and Darkwing Dad, and they are raving about a method where you thin down some spot putty with acetone, and then you paint that on your 3D print. This method really reduced the amount of sanding I had to do and the amount of filler primer I needed to use. However, even though that method reduced the amount of sanding and priming I had to do, it still did not negate the process 100%. I still spent a good bit of time with a sanding sponge and my problem solver.
Hey there! I bet you're shocked to see me. Well, so am I. I was gonna go through and have all these sick transitions planned out about painting Ravage. And I was gonna make that mundane task of spraying 6,000 coats from Rattle Can seemed cool and fun, hip and trendy. Well, I didn't. I forgot that I'm filming videos on YouTube and I need to turn the camera on. So I didn't film any of that. So instead of seeing a really cool transition, you get to see me talk about how I used a flat black Rattle Can and acrylic chrome silver paint instead. Thank you. Now let's get back to our regularly scheduled program.
Well, would you look at that? I did manage to turn the camera on for at least a couple shots of painting. And painting Ravage's menacing yellow eyes, yellow. Here I am using brush strokes to simulate the lines you'd see in audio tape. To attach Ravage's legs to his body, Max left some inserts for magnets. I needed a little more clearance for mine, so a quick pass from a Forstner bit did the trick. Then, a thin layer of epoxy helped cement the magnets in. The joints for Ravage's feet and forelegs were these neat little 3D printed cylinders with a flat head screw top. Another big brain moment from Max. All I had to do was paint the top to steel color and then press them into place. However, yes, this is another however moment. The process to bring all the feet and the legs together was not smooth at all. There was a fair amount of mucking around and finding out get these things together. Moving on to Ravage's hip missiles. On the toy, these are a shiny chrome. And when I see shiny chrome, my go-to is graphite. I've covered this process in the past, so I'm not going to get into too much detail about it here. The last stop is some decals. Max was also kind enough to include files you could send through a Cricut cutter, so I could fire up ours and make out these slick cassette tape decals so Ravage can complete the illusion with cassette tape alt mode. And now we're at the end of this project. So, the next thing to do is look at the final sexy shots.
And now, I have the two most reliable Decepticons that have ever been created. I just now have to go through and convince both of them that Soundwave is an uncharismatic bore and they should serve me instead. And I also realize that I may not be done. So you're all gonna have to subscribe and come back to see just when this whole thing finishes. Bye.